Mark chapter 5, beginning with verse 1, we read, "They came to the other side of the sea, to the country of the Gerasenes. And when Jesus had stepped out of the boat, immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit. He lived among the tombs, and no one could bind him anymore, not even with a chain, for he had often been bound with shackles and chains. But he wrenched the chains apart, and he broke the shackles in pieces. No one had the strength to subdue him. Night and day among the tombs and on the mountains, he was always crying out and cutting himself with stones. And when he saw Jesus from afar, he ran and fell down before him. And crying out with a loud voice, he said, 'What have you to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I adjure you by God, do not torment me.' For he was saying to him, 'Come out of the man, you unclean spirit.' And Jesus asked him, 'What is your name?' He replied, 'My name is Legion, for we are many.' And he begged him earnestly not to send them out of the country. Now, a great herd of pigs was feeding there on the hillside. And they begged him, saying, 'Send us to the pigs, let us enter them.' So he gave them permission. And the unclean spirits came out and entered the pigs. And the herd, numbering about 2,000, rushed down the steep bank into the sea and drowned in the sea." I want us to appreciate for a moment what a hot mess of a situation this was. Step into Jesus' sandals for a second and imagine what it must have been like to step out of the boat, to just be starting your way ashore, and you see this guy running at you. This guy running at you who's covered with lacerations from where he's cut himself. This guy running at you who doesn't have an inside voice. Whenever he speaks, he screams. This guy running at you who smells. He's constantly outside among the tombs. This guy running at you who's a Gentile, because Jesus had left Jewish territory and was visiting a Gentile region. This man running at you who was naked. In the next paragraph beyond where we stopped, the people are amazed when they find him and he's clothed and in his right mind. That means when he wasn't in his right mind, he wasn't clothed. So you're Jesus, and you step out of the boat, and someone comes running and screaming at you, smelly, bloody, and naked. And then he falls down before you, yelling about how you're the Son of God, something that, when left to you, you've been trying to keep quiet so that you might go about your mission. How might you or I react if we're stepping out of the car at the grocery store and someone comes running at us, screaming and naked? Yet Jesus, confronted with that very situation, he exercises the authority God has given him to help, trying to cast the demon out of that man. And when the man falls down before him, Jesus speaks. He engages in conversation. Here was a man that other people had tried everything, not even to help him, even just to subdue him, and everything that people had tried had failed. No one with any amount of chains or shackles could put what was wrong with this man right. Yet Jesus speaks to him. Jesus engages with him. And Jesus has the power to cast those demons, that multitude, that legion of demons, out of him, when no one else could help that man. Jesus could. And Jesus did. Jesus didn't turn away in disgust. Jesus didn't flee to safety. Jesus met the smelly, bloody, loud, naked man right there as he came to him. And he exercised the power to make him well, casting those demons out. So many of them that they filled 2,000 pigs that then plunged into the sea and drowned. It was a wild occasion. We shouldn't lose just how crazy this would have been to bear witness to. And we should take away from it just who Jesus is, just how much he cares, just how great his power is that when no one else can help, Jesus can. When no one else will help, Jesus will. So whatever things we might be struggling with, come to Jesus. He cares. He can and he will help. And as a follower of Jesus, when your path brings you into contact with people that make you uncomfortable, with people that might not be entirely safe, remember who he is, how he loves and serves, and rely on his power to accomplish more than others would ever think